J.S. Bach, the greatest composer and musician of all time, said this about music: "Unless music is composed and performed to the glory of God, it is nothing but a clamoring and a twanging in the ears." My name is Diane Bish, and I will be your hostess on this new and exciting series of television shows called The Joy of Music. On this program, we will feature the greatest musicians of our time, whose sole purpose is to glorify God with their music. Through speaking with these musicians and hearing them perform, we want to bring you the very best of wholesome entertainment. We want to build your appreciation for music and the people who make that music. And most of all, we want to bring you spiritual enrichment and inspiration. Naturally, as an organist, I want to share with you the spectacular sights and sounds of a mighty pipe organ, such as the Rafati organ, the largest European-built organ in the United States. I'm going to be playing for you some great old gospel hymns. You'll be hearing other well-known hymns of the church, featuring the great golden horizontal trumpets of the organ. And the famous melodies of J.S. Bach. And rejoice with the little cymbal stern as it turns on the top of the organ. And most exciting of all 7,000 pipes at one time. week I'll have a special guest, artists who are sharing their faith in Christ through the joy of music.
How great thou art, how great thou art.
You know, I want to ask you about how great thou art. I think, besides I'd rather have Jesus, that is your theme song, and I think that you probably brought that to prominence in this country, didn't
perhaps
you?
I hadn't. We were
Now
walking.
you're being humble, I think.
Well, 1954, walking along Oxford Street in London, a gentleman came up. I knew, Mr. George Gray, and he says, "Oh, I didn't give you this song last night at the crusade. I want to give it to you now." And it was "How Great Thou Art," a little octavo size sheet, and it had the Russian hieroglyphics. Is that the way to put it? And English, and then of course the melody. And I looked at it and I saw those words in English, and knew they were beautiful, and the tune looked simple. And then Cliff Barrows received his that evening. We got our heads together on it, and we decided we wouldn't start singing it in that crusade. We'd wait till the next one, which was Toronto, you know. And then RCA tells me that I did probably the first one to do it on record. That was 1956. But there are others who've done it so beautifully. And
Well, I think that everyone will think of you when they hear "How Great Thou Art."
It's been a great privilege. Most people probably know, Diane, that it was written in Sweden in 1885 or 1886 by Karl Boberg. He was a preacher and also a senator betimes, you know. And he wrote these beautiful words in Swedish and employed one of the melodies of the day. And it got around all over Europe and into Russia. And Mr. S.K. Hine, a Londoner who's a wonderful linguist, he went over into Russia in the early 40s and heard this for the first time, was so impressed with it. So we're indebted to him.
Right. You will also hear outstanding instrumentalists such as Paul McRae, trumpet virtuoso,